welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought it would be fun to revisit some travel memories of mine, some unseen photos, and just tell you guys a little bit about my travel experience. So full disclosure, this is only going to be exposing me, not exposing anyone else that I travel with, because I don't have their permission to expose them. So yeah, let's see how this goes. So these first couple of photos are literally just going to show you how clumsy I am. I'm a very clumsy person. I might not come across that way, but I am so clumsy it's ridiculous. So basically, these are my legs, bruised from falling over. I have several photos like this throughout all the countries we went to in Europe because I fell over everywhere and the bruises just got worse and worse as we went along. Again, similarly, my nails kept falling off because I got acrylics to go away, and they're supposed to last like a while. They did not last me because I'm the most clumsy person ever, and by the end of the trip I think I had one nail left, which was so embarrassing. And then just as bad, one night I had potentially had a little bit too much to drink. Let's just leave it a little bit too much, probably more than a little bit. And I was walking along a cliff and I fell, not off the cliff, but right into a prickle bush. And rather than using my logic and thinking, oh, I'm in a prickle bush, like someone help me up, I pushed my hands into it to try and get myself out. So just to start off the stories and give you a kind of vibe as to how this is going to go, this is my clumsy being and all of the random stuff that happens to me, and there's more where that came from. So we're gonna start with this photo here, which is of me and my friends on the Swiss Alps with our Tatars out. And it is a very iconic photo to take in this location. Many people do it. It's very popular. And from what you can see, it's quite an innocent photo until you hear the backstory behind it. So we are in a freezing cold climate on the top of Europe, and we're like, okay, we gotta strip down. We gotta take everything off. We gotta get these out. We gotta get the photo and we gotta get them all back on. I was the first to take it off. I'm pretty ballsy like that. So I just took my clothes off and I was like, okay, let's go, like holding myself, and then 3, 2, 1, photo, sorted, right? Or you'd think. But there were a bunch of other tourists there because obviously this is a very popular tourist location, and they were all shouting and screaming, and they had a different angle of these photos, and they all got photos of our Hakuna Matatas. So there are a bunch of tourists who were there on the exact same day as us that have photos of my boobs, and I mean, it was really embarrassing, and I can remember screaming because it was just like so mortifying, but I wanted the photo because it's so iconic. I'm glad I got it, but would I do it again? Probably, let's be honest, I probably would. Just with less tourists, maybe. Again, with the falling over theme. So these photos here are of this place called the Ice Palace in Jungfrau, the top of the Swiss Alps. And basically it is like this cave which is just full of ice, and you walk through it, is slippery as heck, and I absolutely ate ass in this place. Like it was bad. I wish I could see it from my friend's perspective because every time we bring it up they just crack up laughing. But imagine like a cartoon where the person's running and their legs are just going but they're not moving anywhere. That's what happened to me, and then I just slid and smacked myself on the floor, and then I tried to get up again, but I was so embarrassed. I was trying to get up so quickly that again I was just doing the running and I kept ending up on the floor, and it was just this whole fiasco, and nobody else fell over in there but me. And if that doesn't say something, I don't know what does. So this next photo is of me in Barcelona at La Sagrada Familia, which is basically like this really fancy church. I think it's got like all this stained glass in it. It's gorgeous. It's like such an iconic location. And I was like, it's a hot day, it's fine. I'll wear this jumpsuit, this little tie up in the front. They wouldn't let me in. Understandably, it's like a holy place, and I had this massive gap right here, which was like exposing myself. So I had to come up with a solution, and the only solution I could think of at the time was to unfold a napkin and put it in and cover that panel. They ended up letting me in, but it was just like so embarrassing. I really should have thought it through. I definitely didn't. And you can tell because I'm clearly very embarrassed in this photo, and yeah, it was just wasn't it. Okay, now I said I wasn't going to drag anyone into this, but I don't have any photos of myself from this night, so Beck, if you're watching, I'm really sorry, but this is a photo of me and Beck from a night that we dressed up as men and the boys dressed up as women. So we kind of did like, it was like a gender swap night essentially. So we took all the boys' clothes, the boys took all of our clothes, and I got my makeup palette out, used a brown eyeshadow to make us all beards. So on the night it was funny, everyone had beards, it was pretty hilarious. But the most embarrassing part of this story is that a little while later I was doing my makeup in a different location and I hadn't had a chance to wash my brushes, and I used this brush for my powder and made my entire face brown. So mind you, we are on a top deck tour. We have to be fast when we're getting ready, and I have fully done my makeup and I'm about to put a little bit more powder on just to set, and I turn literally all of this part of my face dark brown, like not my skin tone whatsoever. Literally didn't mean it in an offensive way at all, and I was mortified and I had to quickly fix it so that we could go out. So the night was fun when I had the beard, but the occasion afterwards was not ideal. These next couple of photos are from a gorgeous location in Venice, and I absolutely loved Venice, but when I tell you I was hungover, I was hungover, like I was ridiculous. We had to take a bus to get into Venice. We were stayed slightly out of it, and I threw up in the bus. They didn't have any plastic bags, so I threw up inside a poncho bag, and then I had to dispose of it in front of all of my group of travelers, just like very discreetly. I think only like maybe 5 people knew, and I don't know how I got away with that, but this whole day I was so hungover. It was raining, it was horrid. I love the location, I love the day, I love everything about it, but I was so hungover, it's actually ridiculous. Now, you wouldn't think I get sick traveling, considering I traveled all the way from Australia to the UK and to Europe and stuff like that, but I hate boats. Hate boats. Like, they are my biggest enemy. I hate being on them. They're so disgusting and they make me feel so sick. And this photo is from me on a boat. I can't remember if we were going to Mykonos or if we were coming back from Mykonos in this picture, but the way home, I, again, very hungover, spent 2 hours out of the 4-hour journey in the bathroom vomiting my guts up. I'm pretty sure I've told my parents about this one, but if I haven't, there you go, there's a little fact about me that you don't know. Slightly embarrassing. It was really awkward because there was like only 2 cubicles in the toilet and there was another person next to me. I'm not going to expose who they were, but we were both just vomiting our guts up, and yeah, do not recommend, especially if you get seasick. Don't get drunk the night before. So this photo here is from when we actually separated with the group in Athens, and basically this is me leaning up against a wall, hungover again, and absolutely devastated that we are leaving our friends. I was not feeling well and I just did not want them to leave. And then this is a photo of me crying once they left. So traveling is fun, but it is really heartbreaking at the same time, but I still keep in contact with lots of the people that we're traveling with. So I just want to show you like some of, like, I suppose the lowlights, but also just like experiences that like you wouldn't normally talk about. You don't talk about how sad it is when you leave people, you talk about how good of a time you had with them. But when I say I was bawling, I was bawling. Now, can we just talk about the fact that I went and saw Wicked when I haven't seen The Wizard of Oz? Don't slap me for that. They did fill me in on what happened in the show. But the thing that gets even crazier about this is that the night that we went to go and see Wicked, we also happened to go when there were heaps of celebrities going. It was like a 13-year celebration or something. And I saw this man right here. This is Craig Revel Howe or something. I don't remember his last name. Craig Revel. And he is a Strictly Come Dancing star. He has done the like judging for it and the judging for Dancing with the Stars in Australia, I think, as well. And this is the photo that I took of him. I was crying. I was in shock. It had been a big day. And I couldn't get a photo with him because he was skedaddling out of there and I didn't want to be a pain in the butt. But I did happen to get a photo of him because who would believe me otherwise that he was there and that I saw him? Like, it was so unreal. You can tell it's him. Bit blurry, but you can tell it's him. And that's just unreal. Now, I don't really have any comment for these photos, but I'm just going to show you anyway. So, that's me. That's also me. That's also me. And that's also me. And that's just a little bit more of exposing myself on my trip and just some photos that definitely would not make the gram. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash a huge thumbs up. I hope you got to hear some of like the juicy tea about some of my travel experiences. I feel like none of them are that wild, but I probably have some more stuff stored in the back of my brain. I could probably make a part 2, go through some more photos. But if you did enjoy this, yeah, smash a thumbs up, subscribe so that you do not miss any of my content and you can join our little family. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!